And although some may think it's illegal, it's still legal. So it's just all about making sure that I practice it, you know. Bruce Lee mentions it. Bruce Lee mentions
anything dirty will be reciprocated, brother.
Teofimo Lopez resorting and has been training illegal tactics to use against Shakur Stevenson January 31st, defending his WBO Ring Magazine titles as Shakur looks to move to this division for the first time in his career, the current WBC lightweight world champion. Fellas, we've been waiting for this moment, that the promotion began, that we got something from the Zone or Ring Magazine to promote this fight. And I absolutely love it. Teofimo Lopez, I know for a fact, is going to be hitting Shakur Stevenson in the back of the head. And not just that, but when Shakur Stevenson gets in that Philly shell and he avoids punches, of course, he's a southpaw fighter, and he avoids straight punches coming at him. As you twist that shoulder to block your chin. There are times where your back is exposed. Your back. I see Teofimo Lopez going to the back of the head and to the back. Literally the back. He's going to say he was trying to go to the body of Shakur Stevenson, but next thing you know, he's going to be hitting him in his back.
Bruce Lee mentions it. Bruce Lee mentions
anything.
it.
When you're talking about fighting as it is, with no rules,
real fighting,
well then, baby, you better train every part of your body.
Bruce Lee said, a fight is a fight. And if you're going to step into a fight, you need to be ready and practice every single thing to prepare yourself for war. And Teo's wildin', man. Teo's wildin'. But two things that Shakur Stevenson pointed out that I completely agree with Teofimo Lopez in. And we know for a fact Shakur Stevenson is wrong. Check it out.
I think that was your angle with Lomachenko. Like, I felt like you knew how little Lomachenko was, and you kind of capitalized off of that.
Heck no, that man was a lot to deal with. Y'all don't understand. The man was number one.
Yeah,
over Canelo, over Crawford, over Inu.
But you don't think that the size advantage kind of helped you?
Bro, styles make fights, not the size.
Styles make fights, not size. Teofimo Lopez didn't beat Vasily Lomachenko because of his size advantage, if that's what Shakur Stevenson is implying. Saying that the reason why he won that fight is because Vasily Lomachenko for 6-7 rounds was inactive. Wasn't coming to actually fight against Teofimo Lopez, but that's due to the size? No. Don't forget that Lomachenko beat Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz, who's the same exact size as Teofimo Lopez, and fighting at 140 pounds, just like Teofimo Lopez. And it's big for the weight class. Look at his arms compared to the size of Teofimo Lopez. And what did Vasily Lomachenko do to Jermaine Ortiz? He beat him. Did size come into factor there? No. The fact that Teofimo Lopez had the skills that he had, the power that he had, was what kept Vasily Lomachenko from implying his game plan. Not because just the size, but the skills. You can be as big as you can, but you got no skills. You ain't going to be able to do that to Vasily Lomachenko. It is skills. The skills that he possesses with his punching power is what kept Vasily Lomachenko from fighting his game. It wasn't the size advantage. Jermaine Ortiz is the same size. You can get guys that are 5'11" with no skills to go in there with Vasily Lomachenko. They got a size advantage. You think they're really going to beat him? No, especially if they're scrubs. So Shakur Stevenson is wrong right there. For a fact, he's wrong. You've seen Vasily Lomachenko beat guys that are the same size as Teofimo Lopez. It was the skill set, the fear factor that comes into fighting somebody like Teofimo Lopez, who got that punching power that was keeping Vasily Lomachenko from coming in and doing the work that he wanted to do against Teofimo Lopez. It was the skills of Teofimo that didn't allow Lomachenko to do that. Now, One more take that Shakur brings up during this face-off, the statement that he makes, in my opinion, is just absolutely ridiculous and big time off.
You never know how good somebody actually is until you get in the ring, or how bad they actually is until you get in the ring with them. So come fight night, we'll figure out whether he's better than Zepeda or more of a challenge than Zepeda. I know Zepeda's style.
Oh, don't try me.
Nah, I'm
Don't
just
try
saying,
me.
bro, like, you
Don't-
ain't fighter with that kind of style yet
Don't
to
try
know.
me.
Like,
Didn't Teofimo Lopez fight guys like Steve Claglett, Pedro Compa? Two fighters who come forward, who I know aren't southpaws like William Zepeda. If you want to say Steve Claglett and Pedro Compa aren't as good as William Zepeda, I won't argue with you there. But look at what Pedro Compa was doing against Brandon Lee. The forward pressure, the volume, the combinations that he was putting on that man. And look what he did against Teofimo Lopez. Look what Teofimo Lopez did against Steve Claglett, a fighter who comes forward the same way that William Zepeda does. Beat the hell out of these dudes. Yes, maybe they're not as good as William Zepeda, but at the end of the day, how do we actually know that? Zepeda went back-to-back decisions and almost lost the first fight against Tevin Farmer, when Floyd Schofield put Tevin Farmer to bed, to sleep, night-night, right? Shakur Stevenson is trying to be right when it comes to everything. He's literally trying to say that he don't know if Teofimo Lopez is as good as a fighter as William Zepeda. There's times where Shakur Stevenson shows high IQ in boxing, and then there's just times where he's making dumb statements on purpose. He knows what he's doing to try to be right. And because he's a boxer, oh, I'm right. Because of Shakur Stevenson, I'm right. Whatever I say, it goes. No. Dude, Teofimo Lopez has fought two fighters with the same exact style as William Zepeda, and may not be as good with it, but didn't let these guys look as good with it. Teofimo Lopez didn't let Steve Claglett rule that fight, and people want to say, oh, the first couple rounds, he beat the hell out of Steve Claglett. Stop being stupid. He beat the hell out of Steve Claglett. Stop playing games. You're wasting your goddamn time. I love the fact that they finally dropped this face-off between both fighters. I think Shakur Stevenson was saying all the wrong things. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Was Shakur Stevenson saying some outlandish stuff? Or is it true Teofimo Lopez may not be as good as William Zepeda, or never fought anybody as good as William Zepeda? Stop playing. Let me know. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel, and I'm